Hello, my dear friend. Today the topic is quite interesting and it came across my path today. So I thought I would make a video about it. And this is going to be about trolls, being trolled, cyberbullying and cyberstalking from the energy perspective, from the modern energy perspective. Now, I have some personal experience of this. I didn't realize this, that I had once, or an aspect, had once been the victim of trolling and cyberstalking. Because when that happened, the internet was brand new and these words didn't even exist yet. So this is around about 1995, 1996. And my aspect was contributor to a very large NLP group that had started up at that time. And the aspect was happy and excited about sharing information with all these people around the world, and very excited about NLP and, generally speaking, just loving the internet and being so happy to be a part of this global community, and was completely and utterly unprepared for the bizarre and vicious attacks from trolls that occurred, and was really quite absolutely shocked by this and distraught by it, and also distraught by how impactful that was on the aspect. You know, like, you could say that it's nothing, but it's not nothing at all. And the aspect got very obsessed with it as well, and would be online 24/7 to see the latest storm and outbreak and outburst, and it was extremely stressful. And developed then on to being bullied by a bunch of people and then cyberstalked by some completely crazy people. And it was really scary and really quite terrifying. So I can jive with the young people of today who are being bullied, cyberbullied, who are being bullied in the social networks and trolled and stalked. I understand that this is not a little thing, and it really is quite remarkable. And how this works, you know, as usual, psychology really doesn't have much of an explanation for this. But if we look at this from the modern energy perspective, it's quite straightforward. Our energy body, which produces all our emotions, reacts exactly the same to a imagined scenario as it does to a real world scenario. When we make relationships online, what happens is that humans naturally create for each person an entity. This is completely normal and natural. It's what people do. And out of these entities, they create a social network. And as far as the energy body is concerned, which is what produces our emotions, it is completely immaterial of whether this network is real people in a real village that live on your doorstep, or if it is a network of people that really in some way don't exist at all. We're still having the relationship with this network, and we're still having our emotional responses to this network. Our energy body responds to this information network exactly the same as it would to a real life scenario in a village. This is amazing. It has an enormous amount of potential for wonderful things. You know, we can't really know how many people we can have in these networks, how amazing our minds can be to, wow, you know, make networks out of so many different people and get energy from them, information from them, and connect ourselves with this. This is a marvelous thing. But when you've got some people in the mix who are basically stressed and insane and way on the wrong side of the modern energy chart, people who are loveless and scared and take just pleasure in destruction, this is a problem to this entire, what should be a glorious system of connection. So if you have been a victim of cyberbullying or cyberstalking or anything like that, please know, first of all, now that there is nothing wrong with you. In the contrary, there's everything right about you. You are responding correctly according to how, our human systems work. It's the energy body taking these social networks extremely seriously and responding powerfully, powerfully to this. And when you're getting attacked by a cyberbully, and people say, yeah, it's just words on a screen. It's not. It's an information that makes your energy body react as though somebody was standing in the room with you and they were holding a large knife. It's terrifying. It's a shock. It's really bad for the energy system. It's what happens. And so this is the first thing where we have to make a stand. We have to say, all right, it doesn't mean that I'm deluded or weak or in any way crazy, that I'm reacting so powerfully to a text message or a comment, or, that this is like a shot of adrenaline into my system, or a complete freak out on, So that these emotions that are being engendered is because the energy body is reacting to this information, and the energy body doesn't know the difference between virtual information and hard information. So that's sort of the first thing. Now, the second thing is to realize that if you have been cyberbullied, or you have been trolled, or you have been involved on the receiving end of this misery at some point, that these text messages and these tweets and whatever it is, that they actually really do hurt and impact your energy body. That they weaken your energy body. Just like somebody's stabbing at it with a Stanley blade, death from 1,000 cuts. And this is what drives young people into suicide in the end. They get so low on the energy scale. Every negative comment is another one of those 1,000 cuts, and the energy streams from these wounds until there's no energy left, and the person believes they're simply better off dead. This is a real process. It makes perfect sense when we take our living energy bodies into consideration. And it also makes perfect sense that we then have to start, because this isn't hard. This is not hard. It's totally an information energy thing. That we then have to start with the energy body if we want to heal the scars left behind from these cyber attacks and cyberbullying. That's an energy thing. That's where we'll start with that. And also to start to consider what we can do with our energy system and our energy body, and the way we process this incoming information to make it so that it's not so direct anymore. That somehow the energy body understands or learns to understand the difference between a real person in the room with a torch and a knife, or a bunch of villagers on your doorstep who've come to lynch you, and some idiot troll somewhere sitting in their underpants and writing an insult. Because those two things are different. And for our energy body to understand that and process that correctly, I think that would be my favorite way forward. Because it's all very well to say to people, it doesn't matter. But when we feel it and it's affecting us and it's painful and disturbing, frightening, then we need to do something about it. Okay, so what's the very first thing we want to do when we are either in that position now, or if that has happened to us and has caused us to snail in and withdraw in a way from social media, or to be hyper careful in what we're actually saying, always looking over our shoulder and wondering where the next troll is going to spring from the ground like some hideous mushroom. That's an ongoing stress for everything you post at all. It's very interesting if you think about it in terms of energy and how realistic that is. So I would say the very first thing we need to do is to do something about healing these scars, these injuries that were sustained in the energy body through these virtual attacks, these virtual beatings and muggings that a past aspect may have received on a daily basis for a long period of time. It's very shocking when you think about it, isn't it? It really is shocking how that affects human beings. Now, I would like to say to you, if this is a really serious issue for you, please seek help with that. Please go and hire a modern energist who can deal with your particular injuries, with your wounds, and re-establish some strength in your energy system from the inside out. You totally deserve the focused attention of a specialist here. Absolutely 100%. Somebody who can help you heal your energy body, make it strong again, create new layers of protection, which is what a strong energy body provides. Because this is a very dangerous scenario in this day and age, to leave these energy wounds untreated. So that's really what I would like to say to you. And if you have a loved one who's been cyberbullied, cyberstalked, please encourage them to go and visit with a modern energist, to just look at the energy body and to see what can be done there to bring about a healing from the ground up. Now, for all of us watching here, let's do something to get this process of healing underway and this process of rebuilding a protection against these kind of things in the future. And we always start with the heart of energy. So if you don't know the heart position, you point to the place, this is me, this is I, and then you place the middle of your palm of one hand over it and the other hand over the top. And that is the heart position. We're placing our hands of energy into the field of the heart of energy, which is the generator for the entire energy body. And when our heart of energy is broken or it's not working properly anymore, it's been attacked too many times, then we have all sorts of symptoms throughout the entire system. Unstable emotions, very depressed, angry, crying, desperate. All of those things are a symptom of a broken heart, if you will. By doing the heart position at least 3 times a day, paying attention to your heart, breathing deeply, and giving it what energy we have to give, that's a great step forward in the right direction to get the heart of energy to spin back up again. Something that also spins up the heart of energy is to love something, to find something to love, to give love, because this giving of love really does draw new energy through the energy body. Even the attempt at loving something does that. And that's really just such a wonderful thing, that we can actually heal our hearts through the act of loving. And you might think, oh, there's nothing I love, or there's nothing I want to love. But I know something that we can love and send love to. And that is the poor, aspects that experience this horror of cyberbullying and just was overwhelmed by it, didn't know how to deal with it, did not deserve this in any shape or form, or by no stretch of the imagination. That's the thing with trolls. It's nothing to do with reality or truth. It's just them spouting their bitter bile that's growing out of them. They're doing actually the opposite of loving. They're doing the opposite of that. They're hating, and it weakens their own heart, and it makes them ever more angry and ever more horrible until they finally implode in their own fires of misery. So what we're going to do is we're going to send love to the aspects that were freaked out and the most distressed across time and space. We're going to stay right here and now, in the heart where we are, at our age, right in this moment. We are here and now, and we're going to look across time and space to the aspects who had these unfortunate experiences. Now I want you to tune into that for a moment, and I want you to allow yourself to feel compassion for that aspect, to feel sorry for them, to feel even angry, if you will, for a moment, that this was even allowed to happen, or that the poor aspects had to go through that. That's fine. That's emotion, that's movement, that's energy. But we're going to take that energy, and instead of focusing on the trolls and hate, we're going to focus on the aspect and love. And we're going to send that aspect all the love that we have to give today across time and space. From the very bottom of our heart, sending the aspects our love. Make that movement with me. So we're drawing up the energy, running it through the heart and sending it out to the aspects across time and space. I don't know if you can feel that yet, but it raises energy. And this energy needs to go somewhere, and we're sending it to the poor aspects across time and space. That's wonderful. Very good. Very good. If you can feel something, feel even a little something there, that movement of raising love energy and sending it forth, then that is absolutely wonderful. If all you can do at this point is to just hold the heart position, think of those aspects and just say, I want you to be healed. I want you to be well. I want you to remember that you are a shining being. You did nothing wrong at all. Nothing wrong. This was never at all, in any shape or form, your fault. And I love you with all my heart. I'm feeling kind of philosophical now, looking across the aspects across time and space, and there's more than one, of course there is. Every horrible message is another. And all of that, we really want to start healing now. With every love energy that we send to our aspects across time and space, we're making powerful connections within ourselves through which information and energy flows. We are older now, we are wiser. We know much more about love, and we know what the absence of love can do to a person. So we've begun to understand the importance of love and being able to love. Finally, before I go, I would like to remind us all that our heart center also provides shields of protection around us The more powerfully our heart center works, the stronger and more powerful our shields become, meaning our ability to see these sort of things happening, but they don't touch us. And it's an active protection, meaning that good things are still flowing through, but it's like silly things that can no longer hurt us. So building a strong and powerful heart center is the number one way to regain your strength, to regain your personal power, to, regain that star that you were born to be. So please give your heart lots and lots of love. Make it your mission to find things to love. Find beautiful things, because all of those sort of positive things strengthen our energy heart, strengthen our energy body, make it more resilient, and give it that power it needs to heal those old scars from long ago. I hope that's made some sense to you. I hope that has helped in some way. Continue to send love to your aspects across time and space. Whenever one pops up, it says, yes, that was one, okay. Come on, my dear aspect, it's all right. I'm here. I have love to give. I have love to give to you. And I'll do that right now. So I hope that was good. I feel a lot more philosophical, and I look forward to building more relationships with my past aspects. And they were amazing. They were young, they were strong, they were enthusiastic and creative, and they have a lot to give to me as well as I'm getting older. So it's really a wonderful thing all around. I'd love to bless you with all my heart now for all you and your aspects, your times immemorial, my personal blessings to you on your journey to find love and more love and more love.